Ghostbusters is one of the best movies from the mid 80s. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is one of the worst films that came out this year. And before I start this video, I'm going to give out a quick heads up that this is a spoilers for anybody who has never seen this movie at all. Um, but yeah, let's just start with it. First, I want to start with the good stuff about this film until I get to the bad stuff, because there's mostly bad stuff that is happening in this movie that people aren't aware of that you should just give account. So first, when I saw the trailer, I was actually amazed that they were going to continue Ghostbusters after the afterlife. But then when I saw the movie, I thought it was okay. I mean, it's good that they started Ghostbusters as like a family thing. You got Paul Rudd, and then you got like the rest of the group doing like this Ghostbusters thing, not as just a business, but also for a family. I liked that, and also I liked the fact that this voice of Ratatouille, whatever his name is, Oswald, he somehow became the librarian, and he is helping the Ghostbusters out, saying that there were other Ghostbusters before the Ghostbusters were a thing. That was the most interesting thing that I liked about the movie. But what else did I like about the movie? I like the fact that they had brought Slimer back. I like the fact that they have like nostalgia 1980s vibe with the camera. I liked that. But and I think that's it. I think that's all that I liked about the film. So I'm going to talk about a lot of bad stuff that I didn't like about the film. I don't even know where to begin. So the thing that I didn't like about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is that why are they starting out in the morning, in the daytime? Because the original Ghostbusters, like in the VHS that I have right here, Ghostbusters, they do the busting at night. See? All four of them. They do all the ghost bustings at night. But in Frozen Empire, they started doing ghost busting in the daytime now, and it just doesn't make any sense. And plus, once they busted out a ghost, the mayor tells Phoebe, well, I'm gonna get to that subject later. Another thing that, a different topic. Um, Another thing that I wanted to mention is that they put way too many characters. Like, first you have Family of the Ghostbusters, then you have like the original classic Ghostbusters, then you got like the new generation of Ghostbusters, which is not in the firehouse, they're like in a new laboratory. Uh just way too much characters. Like, it was so unnecessary. It felt like I was watching Spider-Man 3 or uh The Room, where you have like so much characters that don't do anything, or who is this guy, like how are we related to this person, like it's just too much, and there's like too much dialogue, and I just can't read their minds about what their goal or mindset is. And also this Asian kid who was hanging out with one of the Ghostbusters, he's like doing his podcast with with him, and they're like trying to use the ghost detection to see if there's any ghosts in the vintage items, and then they start smashing it. And the worst thing about it is that they smash vintage stuff. Like, that could be worth a lot of money, don't you think? Like, why would you smash it? It with absolutely zero consequences whatsoever. Like, this kid just smashes out vintage stuff that could be worth a lot of money. It's just crazy without any consequences. And also the worst thing is that this orb that is supposed to be like the Thanos gauntlet. This guy, who's like a new Ghostbuster professional, he starts grabbing it with his bare hands, and his hands start to go frozen. Like, dude, come on. Why are you not wearing safety gloves? Like, you are the Ghostbusters. You represent Ghostbusters, and you're not wearing safety gloves. I mean, there were some times when he had like, um, uh, what's it called? Claw to hold on to the orb, but then that was it. I feel like it was just too rushed, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, to the point where I don't really understand anything that's going on. Everything is just happening right away, especially this Indian guy who had like a secret lair in his apartment, and then everybody in the new generation of Ghostbusters, they're just touching the artifacts. Like, yo, why are you touching it out of curiosity? You're not going to wear safety gloves, nothing. It's like, what are you doing? Like, they're just acting like kids out of curiosity. And another thing is that Bill Murray was only there 10% of the film. He was there as Dr. whatever Finkman, and he was only there for one shot. He was there for Finkman, and then the second shot was just them reuniting with all the Ghostbusters to verse this ginormous satanic monster. That's it. That was it sucked. I felt like he didn't want to be part of the movie, but everybody would be upset if he wasn't in the movie. So I'm glad that he was in the movie, but he didn't have like a big impact in the film whatsoever. And I also another thing that I forgot to mention that was actually good is that they actually put in new technology in the new Ghostbusters film. Like the Ghost Trap is like a remote control car now, and sometimes it could be Plan B to have it as a drone. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. But I think it's time now that I should talk about the worst thing about the film. All right, you ready? So, the Ghostbusters' job is to bust every ghost that they see in the city. But Phoebe, the main character of the film, the mayor is telling her, you can't be a Ghostbuster because you're a minor. Like, are you serious? You, she was she was busting ghosts when she was at a young age, and you're telling me that as a minor, she can't do that job. It just makes no sense. And the worst thing is that she goes to this park late at night, because I'm pretty sure that's what every teenager does, and she plays chess. And then there was like this mid-air ghost, and I thought it was Harold Ramis, but he didn't show up in the film. He was only there for Afterlife. It turned out to be like this ghost girl who I don't care about this character at all. Like, why is she even in the film? She's just there for a love interest, I think, for Phoebe, I guess. I don't know. It's just so uncomfortable. And for some reason, Phoebe doesn't capture the ghost. She doesn't. I don't know, understand why she trusts her. And this ghost girl, I think her name is Melody. Her goal is to see her parents and try and bring her back. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Once, once, um, once she gets all the ghosts out of the trap, she doesn't get to meet her parents. She tries to help Phoebe now. Like, what is? Why are they changing everything? Yeah, really, right? It just doesn't make any sense. And and the most awkwardest scene of all is that once Phoebe took Melody to the new Ghostbusters laboratory, she takes Phoebe goes into this like machine and she turns herself into a ghost, and then that is when Melody strikes and uses her for a distraction, and then for some reason she has feelings for her. Like, my goodness, it was so awkward. Like, this was so unnecessary to just put that in the film. It was horrible. And plus, I didn't get what they were trying to do. And especially when Paul Rudd saw that the Ghostbuster ghost trap was broken, she told Phoebe, "Did you know what happened to this?" And she said, like, no. No, you were right there with her. And you're gonna tell Paul Rudd a lie. It's just so bad, and especially how since Melody is a ghost, how can she go inside the Ghostbusters firehouse? The Ghostbuster firehouse is supposed to be a force field to prevent any ghosts from going outside and inside of the firehouse. But for some reason, this one ghost girl decided it would be safe to go inside. It just doesn't make any sense, and they're just breaking the rules. They're making up rules now. It's just horrible. And another thing that I forgot to mention is that this Indian guy, he found out that he's also a firebender, and then he starts using his firebending skills to stop the ginormous beast. But here's the thing: the worst thing about it is that he's not ready to be trained, so he has to use a firing source like a lighter or a candle to firebend. He's only in the 101 stage, and he's not ready to be highly advanced to stop this. And it just bugged the heck out of me because are we watching Ghostbusters or are we watching Avatar: The Last Airbender? Honestly, I wish we were watching Avatar: The Last Airbender because Aang would have beat the living heck out of that monster. And there's no way in hell that that firebender would actually beat that monster. And then with the proton, and then with the other guys underneath the basements for the ghost trap. It doesn't make any sense. And especially at the ending where there's a bunch of people, saying hooray and cheering on the Ghostbusters. Like, it doesn't feel rewarded. It doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like they've learned anything. It doesn't feel like they've had enough time to practice on the weapons or the training for the firebending. Like, there's no time or effort into this movie. It's just horrible, especially with Melody. Phoebe. Melody is not your friend. She is a villain. She's giving you clear examples. She's giving you warning signs that she is not a good guy. Even if her parents were died in the fire, or if you died in the fire, it doesn't matter. She is a ghost. And if she's a ghost, you bust a ghost, that's it. Period. And I honestly thought that Ghostbusters Frozen Empire was going to be better than uh, Ghostbusters Afterlife, but it's definitely not on the same stage as Ghostbuster Afterlife because Ghostbusters Afterlife paid a tribute to one of the original Ghostbusters that couldn't make it on the big screen because he passed away. And also, Phoebe learned that her father was Spangler, and she is evolutionized. She is capable of saving the town from ghosts and stuff like that. That was a great movie, but Frozen Empire did not succeed on that. It was just horrible. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably rate Ghostbusters Frozen Empire a 4. 4 out of 10. And that's all I have to say about the film. Don't watch it in theaters because you're gonna regret it because it's not in the same level of quality as the original Ghostbusters because the original Ghostbusters, they actually had a story to tell. It was an origin story about ghosts and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, they did have effeminate Ghostbusters in 2016, but that was at least decent because it showed a sign of positivity. And I liked Chris Hemsworth. I thought he was pretty good. But it still was the worst, but it's above Frozen Empire. I would say it's above Frozen Empire, Ghostbusters 2016. But this is by far the best Ghostbusters movie you will ever watch. And Afterlife, which was pretty decent. And that's all I have to say. Subscribe and take care.